this whole earth is just like we're on a ship together in space, because space is like this endless space all around. We're only this sort of tiny little ship in space, and we're all sort of like fellow passengers on the ship. And we we're like one huge family where we got to take care of the ship, because we're in a vast sea of space. There's nowhere else to go. So then everyone becomes like part of your family, and that is the essence of the mother tradition, the mother energy. Everyone is part of my family, whatever I can do. There may be some people that you need to stay away from. That's true, because they may be physically harmful or emotionally abusive or something like that. That's true. But one of the greatest practices you can do is send prayers to your enemies, so to speak. Enemies, I'm just kind of naming it as an enemy, but someone who doesn't like you. Every day you send prayers to that person who doesn't like you. Softens the relationship, and it sends them on their way, and you're doing something good to someone. And you may not even necessarily like them so much. That's the funny thing. You may think, oh, well, they did this to me. But still, you say, even though maybe I don't like them so much, I'm still going to send them a prayer. You're going against your normal tendencies of shutting down. How do you open your heart? Is you try your best to open it back up to the people who you don't like. It's easy to love someone who gives you everything and who's so kind to you and treats you so well. But what about all the people who put you off, who ignored you, who said something that was rather rude, who took something from you and never returned, never said anything like a thank you? Those people, like, what about those? Can we still send love to those, even if we have they bother us a little bit? I mean, that's a powerful practice, to send the prayers out to the people who we may not necessarily like. And after a while, it can wear down our dislike of people anyway. And then we become more neutral. And then we become more like, when I say loving maybe not the right word, maybe more like compassionate. Because there's a reason why some people will treat you not nice. Maybe they came from a hard family where that's how they speak. Very blunt, very sharp. Maybe their mother or their father was very sharp with them. So then they learned sharp language. So then they come along and they say something really sort of sharp to you, and you're like, what? Why did they do that? That hurt. But if you knew what their father was like, and that their father used words, sharp words, that hurt their feelings back when they were a kid, then how are you going to feel? Oh, the environment that they were brought up in, that's how they were conditioned to be hard towards other people. No wonder they treated me like this. And here in my mind, I'm judging them, or I'm lashing back because they treated me like this. But I didn't know the whole story of why that person acted like that with me. Now I can soften my heart. Because, as the words of Christ would say, forgive them for they know not what they do. The person was programmed already from childhood to treat you like that. How are they going to know any better to treat you kindly? They're going to have no capacity to do that when the person's been brought up in such a rough neighborhood or rough family or had rough friends or whatever. Their circumstances and their situation maybe put them into a bad spot where, what would be more profound would be to return that person's harshness with an open heart. And in other words, an open heart, like internally you're just saying, forgive them for they know not what they do. I'm letting go of any judgment, and I'm keeping my heart open and sending love back to them. Now that's a surprising thing that most people have a tough time doing, because our immediate response to someone who does something sharp towards us is to shut down, ignore them, keep them away, and not send any prayers to them. But rather, we don't even want to see them anymore, because they might hurt our feelings again.